What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It's Jayla Joy here. So today we're gonna be talking about starting your own lash business. Okay, so I've been selling lashes for almost a year now. It's really crazy because time went by so fast. So did another video that did quite well, so I thought to make another video for you guys to just tell you about my learning lessons, some things that I've learned, definitely how to start it, and some resourceful things. Before we get into this video, don't forget to subscribe, and if you're new here, hello, my name is Jayla. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's get into this video. We about to talk about how to start a lash business. I currently have my own eyelash business. It's called jxjbeauty.com. Check it out. But I did a video before. It turned out pretty well. It's one of my highest viewed videos, and then I got a lot of comments and stuff, so I just thought to make a part 2 since I've been selling lashes for almost a year now, and it's been a good experience. Kind of slow, sometimes fast, but I definitely had like multiple learning lessons. So I'm just gonna kind of start. This is basically a video where I'm gonna start with the basics but also elaborate more, because when I first started, it was just the stuff when I first started doing and I only knew a little bit. So since I've been progressing and been in my business, I've learned more. So I'm gonna just show you guys or tell you guys about my learning lessons, and if you're new here also, it's gonna be useful to you, because I am gonna talk about how to start it, all the elements of it, and all that stuff, all that good stuff. This video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into it. So all my notes are gonna be off my phone. But so we're gonna start off with, let's talk about finding a vendor, of course, because you need a vendor for any business you have. So finding a vendor, communication is key, and you always want to be professional when it comes to speaking with your vendor, and you just want to seem very, very serious, because if you're not acting like you're serious, they're not going to take you serious, and that's on that. Okay, I've heard of times where people pay a vendor, which this doesn't happen a lot of times, but sometimes people will pay a vendor and then the vendor just doesn't send them what they want, or it's not quality, stuff like that. Don't be beaten behind the bush, because it's not gonna work. If you make a big purchase and they mess you over, you're gonna be hot. And also, a thing about vendors is you want to try samples. Don't just go looking at the pictures, and a lot of the pictures that they may send you are recyclable. So you go to the next vendor and they might send you the same pictures. Yeah, so just be mindful of that. Be really sure. I've done this before. When I first started, I would try a sample, and then if I really liked it, I would try it again. It wasn't because I was testing the quality. It was more so I lost the sample after I wore them a couple times. But yeah, so definitely try samples, okay? Because the picture may not be the same as what you get in the mail. Okay, make sure that they fit however you're trying to price your lashes. So if you're trying to price your lashes, let's say you want to price your lashes as $25, that's super high, but you want to make sure that you can make twice that amount, so you're making profit. Okay, I mean, it just depends. If you want to start off, you can make 1.5, which is what most people start. But yeah, so definitely make sure you price out to make sure it's not too expensive for when you start off, and how much you're gonna price your lashes. Also, what I get from my vendor is packaging. So let's see. So this is what they look like. These are my lashes. These are Goddess Girl. I have the vendor that makes this actual packaging. Obviously the lash, they just send it to me like this. Okay, some people, they get real creative, and they might have the lashes into them and then put them in the packaging they do. It just kind of depends, but to start off, I would definitely just start off with getting packaging from them. So yeah, make sure that they offer packaging. Transferring these lashes onto another piece it's just doing a lot. So I would definitely recommend just trying their packaging and then branching off to do something different. And you could also see packaging plus the eyelash, how much does that cost, and then you can price out how much you're gonna sell your lashes for. Wow. Okay, so also another thing about vendors, not every vendor is gonna be it. Like I tried like 3 or 4 vendors. I think it was 3. I think it was 4. Yeah, I tried like 3 or 4 vendors until I found like the vendor that I really liked and that like fit what I was going for. But other than that, like the first eyelash was too short or too natural for me, and then the next one was too long, and then the next one was too pricey, and or they weren't, or a vendor wasn't trying to reply to me. And that's another thing. If a vendor is not replying to you, don't give them your business, okay? Because if they're not serious about you, you shouldn't be serious about them, because there's a lot of times where I've tried a vendor and they were super busy, so they just didn't take me serious, or they would reply back in a few days like, no, okay? On to the next. There's so many vendors out there that you can find somebody that's gonna respect your time. So on to next thing is using, and also let me talk about, because some people may not know, but I'm pretty sure everybody, okay, uses the app called WhatsApp, and that's where you communicate with your vendor. And there's a lot of ways to find vendors. You can find vendors on Instagram, you can buy people's vendor list, which sometimes don't trust that, because they'll just go finding vendors, put it on a list, and then try to sell it to you. So don't always trust that. You know, if a lot of people are buying these vendors, you guys are gonna have the same vendors, and then you guys are gonna be selling the same thing. Like, yeah, you can find your vendors on Instagram. You can Google. Google is like everything. Just kind of typing in like mink lashes vendor or mink lashes wholesale. You just kind of gotta play around with the words when you're doing Google. You can also do hashtags on Instagram. I found a couple of vendors on there. That's not where I found my actual vendor, but I did find some good vendors on there when you like do hashtag mink lashes or hashtag mink vendors, or you know, play around with the words when you're doing that. But yeah, those are 2 good useful ways to find vendors. So next thing is a website. So the website creator that I use is called Wix. And you know, there's other ones such as Shopify and Big Cartel. I use Wix. I think Big Cartel is the cheapest. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but Wix is pretty easy for me. That's what I use, and they give you a lot of templates, and they also like give you directions on how to make the website. Of course, you can always go on YouTube and figure it out, but they're very resourceful on Wix while you're creating it, so that's why I really liked Wix. I've heard a lot of people have problems with Shopify, so I just didn't touch it. I know with Wix, if you want like more of a simple website, I would just go for that, especially if you're starting out. Especially if you're just selling lashes, like I think Wix is the great way to go. You know, when you're starting out, you just gotta do what you gotta do. So what I did was I took like a white poster, because I just rebranded my business. Well, I kind of just switched some things up. But anyways, I took like a white poster, and then I took the lashes out in the packaging, and then like I just took pictures with my phone. Or I could have used my camera here, but I rather just used my phone because it's easier to upload to my MacBook. But yeah, I just did a little photo shoot myself, because nowadays like these cameras are it, okay? I could be recording this video off this phone and it will look just as good. Like, these cameras are it, so use them, okay? Don't go buying an expensive camera or doing a photo shoot, especially when you're starting out. Like, nobody got all that money for that. So then I just airdropped them to my MacBook, and that was that. Or you could just upload them. It took a little bit of time, but I feel like that's the way to do it. Okay, lastly, or not lastly, I got a couple more things to talk about. So yeah, I already talked about packaging and how I use packaging from my vendor. But also when it comes to like shipping out orders and stuff, you can buy those, the packet things. I don't have any on me, but what you can do is you can either buy them on Amazon. You can buy them in bulk, pretty cheap, or you can get them at the post office. You can also buy them in bulk online from the post office. They're also stupid cheap as well. I know that if you go into the post office, they don't be having, well, the local post office that I be going to, they don't have nothing free, so you gotta pay for something. So I feel like it's more smarter to just buy in bulk, because when I first started out, I would just, you know, pay for the little little envelope that I could send out with, and that was like $1.50, something like that. Like, I'm like, okay, I could buy this in bulk, and then one of them could have cost like 50 cents or something. So like I said, just buy in bulk if you can. Excuse me, don't buy too much though, because when you're starting out, let's be real, I always think like, I need to buy all this, I need to buy all that. Like, that's how I was when I bought my business cards. I bought 200 business cards, and I still have a lot left. Okay, so don't just go over and beyond and buy all this stuff, okay? Because you may change your mind. You may be like, I want to change my business cards, then I wasted money. Or you may not like the bubble mailers that you bought, and you might want to change it up, but you spent like $100 on these. So it's like, don't just go blowing your money and spending and buying a lot of stuff, because you may change your mind and you may want to rebrand, or you may start slow. I mean, everybody does. Everybody got to work their way up. So, you know, you may start slow, and then you have all this stuff sitting here. Take it for somebody that's been through it. Lastly, we're going to talk about logo and like business cards, all that good stuff. Business card. So this is what it looks like. It has Instagram and in the email. So I really like this business card. I definitely want to rebrand it. So, and let me tell you, I got a lot. So I definitely want to go through these before I go changing my business cards. But like I said, like, don't just go overboard. Okay. What I did was, I had a graphic designer, and you can find graphic designers on Google, or you can find them on Instagram. Also, another app that I mentioned before was called, what is it called? I'm gonna have the name down here, and then let me talk about it. That app was pretty cheap. You could get your logo done for $10, okay? I know some females that got it done, and their business is fabulous, okay? And they got their $10 logo. Like, you can definitely be sophisticated on a budget, okay? You talk to a graphic designer, and then you get like their ratings and everything, and see like their other work, and then you can hit them up, and then you can give them your ideas, and then they can come back and make your logo basically. But yeah, so also that, but I went the expensive route, and I hired a graphic designer. I got my graphic designer to make my graphic design, and then also put them on business cards. He was having a sale at the time, so I was like, whatever. So that's what I did. I also have thank you cards too. So like with my thank you cards, I put like thank you, and then give a little discount so they can come back and shop with me. But there's also a cheaper way to get business cards as well. I call it Vistaprint. So once you get your logo done, then what you can do is you can take your logo and go to Vistaprint. It's vistaprint.com, and you can customize your business card and put your logo on there. And I'm telling you, Vistaprint be throwing deals, okay? So definitely check them out, because that's where I will be going next time when I run out of business cards. Logo is everything. That's what's going to be the eye catcher. So definitely spend time on your logo. Like, I went to one graphic designer, and I was like, can you make something? I was like, and you know, some graphic designers are creative, some are not, so they'll just be super basic. But I went to this one graphic designer, and I was like, can you make me a logo? This is my business name, this and that. And he made it, and I was like, it's like, oh no. I was like, oh no. And I was like, I'm gonna have to figure out something, because this man is not doing it for me. So like, I had to kind of put ideas together. So that's another thing. Know what you want, okay? Don't be wasting these graphic designers' time, because and then they're gonna be like, forget you, this is what you get, and I'm done working with you. Because sometimes they don't be having patience. Some learning lessons I also want to go over is, like I said, be serious about your stuff. Like I said, be serious about your stuff. When it comes to talking to vendors, when it comes to talking to graphic designers, be serious about your stuff, because if you're not gonna be serious, they're not gonna take you seriously, then you're over here wasting money, okay? And that's what we don't want, okay? Especially starting out, we don't want to waste money. Also with business is being consistent, okay? Like when I first started, I wasn't consistent because I was like, yo, like I'm posting once a week, what's up with these sales? And it's like, you know, some people put in the back of their head and they're like, oh, you sell lashes, but then they may forget. Or if you keep popping up on the timeline, they're gonna be like, I really need to buy some lashes from them, you know? Like, so you definitely want to be consistent. That's one thing I need to work on with myself, is being consistent, you know? Because there's so much money out there for everyone to eat. So don't be discouraged if the next female selling lashes, okay? Okay, that's fine, but be different than that next person, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so don't be discouraged. It's definitely an industry that's very saturated, but that's okay. All you gotta do is just stand out. So definitely, like I said, take time when it comes to your brand, you know, have a game plan, okay? Definitely don't hold yourself back with starting, but definitely have a game plan too. Keep working on it. So yeah, also have really good customer service. Sometimes it's hard. Let me tell you, it's sometimes hard. I mean, especially when most of the time you're dealing with females, but you know, you're the person that's trying to take their money. So you definitely gotta have patience, be nice. You just really gotta be good overall. Customer service should be up here, okay? Because at the end of the day, that's your brand. And if you're over here giving customer service, that's gonna be the next customer out the window because they heard what this customer said about you. And that's what we don't want, okay? We want we want 5 stars across the board, okay? Also, what I've also learned is that like strangers are gonna support you way faster. Well, they're gonna support you more than your friends. And you know, like all my friends have bought lashes from me, but it was crazy because like I'm not saying random people, but people that I've never met bought lashes from me first. And I was like, dang, like that's crazy. And just think about it, you're your brand, okay? So especially in the beauty industry, you want to keep yourself up. You want to be looking good. And that's another thing that's another goal that I'm having for myself, is to wear my lashes everywhere I go. And it's kind of hard, but that's okay. Especially being a lash business owner, you want to wear your lashes everywhere you go, because that's why I started my business, was because every time I was wearing lashes, somebody would be like, hey, where'd you get your lashes? I'm like, oh, I got them from there. Oh, what style? I'm about to buy. And I'm like, and I'm telling you what, this business, like the business I used to wear lashes from, bro, I know they got like multiple sales off of me, because it was just like my makeup looked good and people kept asking me, and like that was the reason why I started. So just also another thing, remember why you started, okay? I've heard a lot of people say this and I'm kind of realizing why they say that. So that's all my learning lessons there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Let me know if you want me to put out another video like this. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.